being a black woman, I think it should be considered American history, right? I think it's amazing to me that people only think that they should talk about Black history during Black History Month. But one of the things that I do it intentionally, is when I'm scheduling folks to come and teach Strive folks, it's people of color. And the reason why is because I want my young people to know that the person who's going to teach you financial literacy looks like you, right? The person that's going to come in to talk about mental health looks like you. When I think about Black History Month, I think what I get exhausted with is I feel like it's the same people. And it's like, all right, I mean, out of all the black people that were born in this country, I mean, I only know about Martin Luther King. You know, I mean, it's like, really? It needs to be where we're talking about folks who've done great things in our own community. Like, we should be highlighting the history of black folks in this community. And I say that because there have been some movers and shakers in this community that young people don't even know about. I want a space where people are creating conversations around the amazing things that black people have contributed to Madison. And even like with our the driver's license program, so the first black female police officer, Pia Kinney, she comes to our class. So I tell our young people, when I introduce Pia, I say, Pia is living history. You're not going to read, you don't have to read about her in a history book and think, I wonder if that's true. Like, she's telling you. You know, and she talks about how, she said women police officers couldn't have a car. They had to take a bus. She talks about how women police officers couldn't have a gun. They had to have, like handcuffs and something else, she said. You used to have to wear pantyhose and skirts. I mean, it's interesting to hear her talk about, right? How come our young people don't know these things? And even though she was a police officer, I want to say in the 70s is when she started. And she talks about, she said, you know, in my neighborhood, she said, I grew up thinking that police officers were supposed to, if a kid had a flat tire on a bike, they were supposed to help you change that tire. And she said, but they weren't, she said, but in my neighborhood, that's not how police officers engaged with black people. She said, so that's the reason why I want to be a police officer. Right? So for me, it's all about, let's talk about the history of folks that have done great things and been first and have broken down barriers in the city of Madison, or of Dane County.